thought that democracy was over.
Yes.
Luckily, it was we woke up.
There's still time.
The election happened. It's still time.
You know what's so lame right now with the elections is they're not even done. They last a week now.
So you're telling me democracy still might be over?
Democracy's on pause right now, pal.
There was a lot of people that couldn't sleep at night. They said, this is our democracy. This is the last chance we have. Rob Reiner was fucking tossing and turning, pal.
And the Rob Reiner living in California being like, I wonder which way this is going to go.
Yeah. So obviously, you know what? I've said this before, though. I get, because we've even did this sketch about like how all of the elections, everything's fear, fear, fear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is one thing people will tell you that, voting's really important. Every time I kind of have the opposite take of that, everyone gets mad at me. But if you're smart, what you do is you find someone that votes the opposite way of you. Mm-hmm. You both agree not to vote.
Sure.
And then you use that time to start a crypto Ponzi scheme, get rich. They're sleeping. You're working.
They're at the always hustling.
Can I have a pencil, please, to vote for my electorate? I just made $15,000.
Yeah, we have 26 hours in our day.
We have an extra 3 hours in every voting year.
I know. No, Ryan, I know this is a personal question, but who did you vote for?
I can't vote. Won't vote.
You can't vote? What do you mean?
Well, you can vote in America with a green card?
I don't even have a green card. They don't care, dude. They don't care. I voted 8 times yesterday. What do you mean? Dude, we got all these disguises that we use. Like, we have all these costumes that we use for all the sketches. I just grabbed a garbage bag and I just went station to station.
Danny's coming back Costco style with different mustaches. Oh, another Democrat, please.
Yes, I would like one more for Kathy Hochul, please.
But yeah, you have to do it where when you go back to the Costco, you have to be like, is these samples? You go, this is voting? But you got like a big fucking...
I thought this was a school. Oh, you guys do voting here?
Oh, you know what?
I guess, yeah, if I'm here. I was picking up my nephew, but I guess if you guys are doing voting, I guess I'll vote. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, coming back, you got like a huge like pickup artist top hat on. A big scarf on. Oh, yeah. Is this? I mean, yeah. You know what?
There's an election right now? Well, crazy.
You know what? I'll vote for it.
Again?
Let's do it.
All right. I guess I'll vote.
Yeah, but you were doing that.
Osama bin voting.
Yeah, you were actually Osama bin voting. I was Osama bin hustling. You're 24 hours in the day. I was Osama bin getting
hustled.
Well, because but I said I've always said that like I get the Republican fear tactics. Obviously, I think. Like every fear tactic, it's there was a study that came out that who's more susceptible to fear. And I mean, they've done this a lot of times.
Women.
Yes, of course. Yeah. And it actually is that men with lower testosterone are more susceptible to fear, which I kind of even get.
That makes sense.
No, I've even felt that in my own self when, like, for example, worried about people like let's say I'm posting wild stuff and I'm worried about like, people start quote tweeting me and some energy starts building against me or whatever, right?
Yeah.
When I'm like working out a lot and I'm in better shape, I actually feel that I'm less worried about that. I feel like if I'm like feeling schlubbier, like I was just touring nonstop and I have low energy and I feel like I'm not as in shape.
A lot of estrogen.
I have too much estrogen flowing through my body and I do feel a little bit like, am I going to get in trouble?
Oh no, I don't want to get in trouble for my words.
Yeah, I do feel like that a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get in trouble. But when or even like at a bar, like, when you're fucking, someone bumps you or something like that, when you're fucking jacked up, you're not so worried.
I must have high T then, because getting in trouble gets me so fired up.
Yeah,
I got 2 strikes in the last 2 weeks, both had them removed.
Yeah, that's Daniel.
Dude, I was like, I feel alive.
They call you Mr. T. Yeah, you were.
Dude, Mr. T isn't Teflon. Shouldn't say that. That's asking for trouble. But
well, I always think the ones being like, they're coming for your kids, this and that. There's like lots of crime. That's the historical ones. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think legitimately, like the Zeldin dude lost New York just because of the abortion stance. Like, I think he could have won.
That's my 100%.
From that one thing.
That was a very big linchpin issue. No one and people in New York aren't voting against abortion, right? No. But the thing that the big one where it's like, if you don't vote, the democracy's over. I feel like most people don't even know what that means. They're just like, oh my God, I don't want to have our democracy over. And you go, if you ask most people, like, what do you think that means that if you vote wrong, the democracy's over? They'd be like, I don't know, it sounds bad though.
Yeah. Crazy enough, by the way, too, it's like, because some were saying if you don't vote blue, then democracy specifically. And you're like, Well, if you vote, though, that is democracy.
Duh!
Like, if you have it's one thing if you go.
I don't get it.
But if you don't vote, that's one thing where you go, okay, well, if you don't vote, then maybe eventually they're saying they'll take away your right to vote. You'll never be able to vote.
No, they're saying if you vote for the wrong guy, democracy's over.
Nonsense. You go, no, that is
It's crazy, right? But it's like, it's funny how that became the pitch campaign. So a lot of these people were worried that democracy was going to be, dead and gone.
Yeah, it's like it's on the EKG right now. It's like, boop.
Exactly. And the one thing that could save it is your vote.
Yeah.
And this is the last thing.
Or
I'll
my
say about
7
the
votes.
Fucking midterm elections, because whatever, right? But
Fucking this. You know what these elections were? Mids.
they were mid. It was
this is
mid.
a
Yeah, a
real
little bit.
mid-election.
I did feel myself having trouble caring about, like, because even no matter what, elections are kind of like exciting, and I was reading all this stuff. This one I did feel like it was hard to give too much of a shit.
It's
about
terrible
any of it.
TV because it doesn't finish that night. It's still not.
That's even worse.
It's not
yeah.
even good TV.
Yeah, it's not even like you're watching and there's like a big reveal or something.
Like I covered it on Low Value Mail yesterday until 11 o'clock, and you're like, yeah, we have like no information, and the show's over.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like, I don't know. I didn't even want to do this to begin with. I just had no choice.
Yeah.
11 o'clock, they're like, all right, nothing's in from out west.
Seemed like no one was happy. I'll tell you that much.
No.
No one on either side seemed to be happy with the result.